Hello. Hello. Oh my goodness. Okay. If you're hopping on, say hello. I actually was at the store this morning. I had no plans on, hello Nancy, on doing any such thing as I'm going to do right now. I'm going to make a storage tower. I've been saying that I need a new one because I've got a lot of florals here and they're getting overwhelming again to where I'm starting to store them in Tupperware containers, and that just doesn't really work. I need to see my florals. So we're going to build one together. Okay. I'm going to show you how I build them. And there's so many different ways to store your florals. This is just one way that I found here in my shop. It works. Now, when I get to another shop, I do plan on hoping to get more space to where I can maybe do some on the walls as well, and then not just have the towers. But where I'm at currently, I need the towers. Let's give it a minute. I am just punching out my containers so that I can, I'll show you what I do with them. So let's give it a minute. Good morning. Hi, Nancy. All right. Actually, let me go share this in my other groups so that people know we're on. Okay, let's see who hops on here. All right, so let me show you what I'm doing here. All right, so the items you're going to need is, I go to my Home Depot, Lowe's, you know these good old wire shelves, right? This is a 6-foot one. I found that this is a good size because you're going to need to be reaching up and grabbing your florals out. Grab 3 of these. These were approximately 22 something, so around $23 a piece. Okay. You are going to need to go to your Dollar Tree. These are $1.25. They are just waste baskets, garbage cans, waste baskets, okay? grab 15 of them. All right. And then what I do is, and you could do this with, you don't need to have one of these. I have a crop-o-dial. This was for like scrapbooking. It used to have a stand on it. It fell one time and broke, which, whatever. But they also have a handheld one. I have it somewhere here. I seen it not long ago. Lost it again. Can't find it. I'm sure I'll find it whenever I clean up to move. All right. All I'm doing is, I am taking this and I am punching holes into my garbage cans. And you'll need 15 of those, okay? These come together very quickly. So, and I will tell you that this, you don't need to have just storage towers just for florals. You could use them for other things. If you are a crafter, believe me, you will fill these buckets up in no time. And it's great because these storage towers don't take up a lot of space. I have 2 currently, and I am already starting to get florals in, and I'm starting to have to keep in tubs again. So I'm building another one. I wasn't planning on it, but I was passing the Home Depot this morning. I actually was on my way to Joann Fabrics. We have a Home Depot up there. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to build a storage tower today. I need one. So make sure when you are punching these out, and you don't need to have like one of these crocodiles. You could simply just, I would take a hot tool, like if you have a wood burning tool, you could take that, and it usually has a bunch of different, I have a wood burning tool. So if you have one of those, you usually have several tips on them, and you could burn through and just make holes. But let me tell you, when you do these, make sure they're spaced, okay? Don't put them like right here together, because it'll start doing this. All right, you need these to be spaced a little. Last one. Okay, so those are done. All right, so here these are. These are 6 foot. They are Closet Made brand wired shelving. That's it. Simple, easy. You're going to need a bunch of zip ties. All right. I do have smaller ones in here. Let me use these smaller ones first. Just for, actually, no. I'll just use these. So I did go out and buy a bunch of zip ties this morning. But what you're going to do is you want to create a triangle with these. And sometimes this is the most difficult part. So get yourself something to lean it up against, because believe me, you'll just be driving yourself insane. Okay? And start zip tying these together. We're just zip tying. That way when you need to move them, like I'm probably going to be soon, I can do that. Let me see, I'll have the other one zip tied. All right, that's what I thought. All right, so we're just going to, and when you do them, there's a lip on these. Okay, see this lip? Put it like a lip together, and then a bottom piece, and then a lip together and a bottom piece. That way they just got some substance to it. And really tighten those down in. Let me get this third one. I get them all secured at the top, and then I just go and finish them out. So see how I built my triangle? It's already built. Okay, doesn't take long. Let's bring this one back in. I'm going to try to get this to where you can see. Can we see this? And again, for those of you that are hopping on, these are You don't have to use them just for flowers. They're great for, they got buckets. I don't care if you want to put them in your kids' room and throw toys in them. Stuffed animals. They're great for that. So we're tightening the top. All right. And then I will put 2 more and then a 3rd one at the bottom. So let's do this. So we'll just judge about halfway. And really tighten these down, okay? Make sure they're tight, these zip ties. Get them in there and tighten them up. And I will flip this to do the bottom. Let me see if I can get this. I can get this bottom one. Let's just do it now. All right, one side done. So I could definitely see this in a playroom for the kids when you need to put their, my one granddaughter, oh my goodness, she loves stuffed animals. She's crazy for them. She has so many. This would be great for her stuffed animal collection, actually. But I would suggest if you do put this into a playroom or something like that, if you want to use it other than florals, it's perfect for florals. I would suggest that, you know, attaching it firmly to the wall so it doesn't get pulled over. Okay, look where we're at. We're almost done. Has anybody made any of these? This is what I store my florals in, because then it makes it easy if I do gotta move. Because all you do is cut these zip ties and pack them up. One more. We're going to go around and cut all these off. All right. Okay. Now, do these cutters work? Because these are probably my most garbage cutters there is. All right. So I'm just going to go cut all these tabs off. But look how solid this is. It's nice and solid. And then they stand on their own. All right. There we are with that. Okay, can we see? So we got a triangle. We got our triangle. All right. So now the time to put on our buckets. And again, these were just from the Dollar Tree. They come in white and black. I just already have all these ones in black, so I grabbed black again. Doesn't matter. And then I just punched 2 holes in here. And I used my Crocodile, which is like a scrapbooking tool. You can find it right at Michael's. One of my all-time favorite tools that I've had for years. I use it so much to punch leather, metal, when I make my metal signs. Everything. You can punch through MDF, everything. So I use it a lot. If you're looking for a good tool, you can get the handheld one. I have both, or the big, I think it's called the Big Boss or something. So, all right. Next part. we are going to take, again, we're going to take our, see if I can use smaller ones for this part. We're going to take our zip ties. We are going to feed them through. We're just going to attach them to the, and the way I do, we're going to attach them to the tower. So I always start, I'm going to look at my other one as reference because I want them to kind of be even. So we're going to go one down from the top. And I zigzag them down in. So I am literally, here's the top rung. I'm going one down from the top rung. And, do I have this in backwards? Can't see anything without glasses anymore. And we are going to zip tie this to it. And we're going to zip tie it tightly, all right, both sides. This is why I said you had to make sure that your holes were spaced nicely, like towards the outside. Don't put them really close together because then this kind of flip-flops once you get stuff into it. And you don't want that. You don't want these turning and twisting. Really here. I can't see. And it's not because I can't see where I'm working at. My eyes don't work. I can't see anything without my magnifying glasses anymore. My readers. Okay, so I tighten this up nice and tight because look, it'll do this, but it will not move side to side. So tighten them up really tight and then snip off that excess. And sometimes you need to tilt it. All right. One down. We got 14 more to do. So we're going to put 15 on, 5 each side. All right. So approximately, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Approximately 16 down. I'm trying to keep it even with my other ones because I calculated them before on how to do it. I literally had worked it out. So when I do this, I am going to come over to this side. So I'm literally going to zigzag down because some of them florals are tall. And you can't do this because then you'll be running into the bottom here. So I zigzag them. So 16. So we're on rung 16 here. And I'm just going to get this zip tied in. All right, we're just going to continue this process. We're going to do this to all 3 sides. And I can get all of my other florals out of my storage bin. They're hiding it again. Uh-oh, did I do this right? Yeah, okay. So really just tighten them down in and then put them off. Check again where we're at. 16. All right, I'm going to mark this down because I'm going to forget these and I'll have to be over there writing them down. 1, 16, and then 30. So 1, the first one, 16 on the next one, 30 on the next. And then I'll grab the last 2. So again, we're going to zigzag. Yeah, I'm a little bit OCD about this. So, like, I literally calculated these out last time. on 30. Let's get another in here. And went to the store and I bought cable ties. I haven't bought cable ties in a while because usually when I buy cable ties, I buy them in like bulk, like 530 or like 1,000, things like that. I just went and bought some because I was like, I know I'm going to need some. And I needed some anyways. Well, I was shocked. 500 of them was $45, $53. I was like, what in the world? I don't ever remember paying that. But I guess I did. So yeah, so this one's 45. So these are about 15 apart is what they end up being. So we got some great news from our campground where we're staying at with our travel trailer. Like, great news. Hold on, let me share that with you. All right, so okay, so it goes to 59. So our campground where we're staying, where we left behind, because we've been staying in a travel trailer in our camper. We have a big camper. It's like a mini apartment, to be honest with you. I actually would live in it. I keep telling my husband I think we need to just live in it. If we have shops, what does it matter? Let's live in our camper. It's like a mini apartment. Anyways, we brought that back home with us. And my daughter and son-in-law, they also have one, and they brought theirs home as well. So we left behind our car, an enclosed trailer that's 14 foot long, and it has all of our office supplies in, because my husband's moving into a new office. Oh, wait, hold on. This was, what, 30? 45. Okay. Anyways, so we left behind 2 cars and our enclosed trailer with all my husband's office stuff, office equipment, meaning like fax machines. He's in the health insurance business, health insurance. So we left all of that behind. His new car, which that's neither here nor there. I don't, cars and all that, everything's replaceable, but we left that all behind. And the day when we were leaving, because we had left out on Saturday, ahead of most people who weren't evacuating. They wasn't even sending out evacuations until Monday, when they knew more about the storm. But we left out on Sunday because my husband had to come back. His aunt had passed away anyways, so he had to come back and do a funeral, her funeral on Monday. And Monday they had started all the evacuations. Well, anyways, so we left our camper, or 2 cars there and an enclosed trailer. Well, my husband and son-in-law, my son-in-law has a Jeep. So that's what he had left there. And they had tried to hitch up the enclosed trailer, because he has a hitch on it, to the enclosed trailer, because they wanted to kind of bond them together, tether them together, thinking that might be like more weight, so it wouldn't, take one or the other. It would be a little bit more weight to hold it down. Well, they just couldn't do that. The hitch on my son-in-law, there was something with the hitch. It wasn't high enough, whatever it was. So they were going to bring them literally and park them at the campsite that we just left because we have reservations there till the end of the month, till November actually. And they were going to set them at the campsites. Well, at the last minute, that night when we were getting prepared to leave, just didn't work out. And we still had our campers there because we were pulling out in the morning at like 5:30 in the morning. And my husband says, we'll bring the 2 cars down and then just leave the enclosed trailer up at the front. Well, in the morning, we got like kind of a little delayed. Didn't get to pull out at 5:30 like we anticipated. We didn't pull out till like 6:30 because it had rained a lot before then. And the campgrounds were really soggy because we had just came off of a big rain. And sometimes some of the drainage in certain areas of Florida is not really great. So anyways, my husband decided he said, forget it. When we pulled out in the morning, he said, forget it. We're just going to leave them up there. We can't tether them together anyways. No big deal. We're just going to leave them up at the front of the office. Well, we just got the phone call from the campground and talked to the manager there, which my husband's, my husband talks to everybody. He's a salesman and a pastor, double whammy. So he talks to everybody. And he makes friends with everybody. So he became really good friends with the manager up there. So they got talking to him. And the gentleman called us. His name's Jeff. He called us and had said he just wanted to give us an update. The whole campground, every park model in the campground has been leveled, flattened, gone. The people who pulled out their campers, who did pulled out, which was great. But those that were like park models and left behind, they were flattened. So they are gone. There is no electricity and no water in the campground. Running water for the next 2 weeks minimum because they had sustained substantial damage. Like he said, not even one single park model is survived it. And it got flooded. And it flooded the whole campground all the way up to the office, literally. The office roof was gone, he said, and the main pillar, which is the structural pillar of the office, was destroyed. So they got to rebuild the whole office too. So basically from the office back, the whole campground was leveled and flooded. Our cars, we left out at the very last minute when we couldn't go and couldn't get them, and things weren't working out. When we left, my husband says, I'm going to leave them here. We left them out right in front of the gate to the office. Like there's not a gate. It's just at the gate. And then here's the office. And right across from it is some parking spots where you can leave like overflow vehicles and things like that. About 25 feet to the office. And the flooding stopped right at the office, right just beyond the office, before our vehicles. And he said he went out and looked. It doesn't look like our vehicles or our enclosed trailer moved an inch. And there was literally no flooding because it had stopped right in front of the office. And we're parked about 25 feet out in front of the office. I wish I had a picture to show you how close we are to this office. But he says from what he's looking at visually, it does not look like there's any damage to our stuff. Like that's God. There is no way, because when we left, we were like, we just can't take this stuff. And it's not, we can't, for some reason, God was not letting us take it down into the campground. It was just, everything was not going well. We were just, couldn't get it down there, the enclosed vehicle and the cars. And we were running late in the morning. So when they were going to do that, they couldn't. So everything was coming against us, but really it wasn't. God was working it out so that we left it where we did, because we don't have any damage to anything. So all of our equipment we thought was lost and everything, it isn't. Now tell me, isn't God good? I mean, seriously. Our whole campground was leveled. He said leveled, flattened, not one park model withstood it. And And God just shielded that. So when we were leaving that day, we were just like, well, we're just going to pray over our stuff, because at this point, that's all we can do. We're leaving it behind. We're going to pray. And we did. And God saved it. It's like parting the seas. He parted the wind. He diverted the wind and the rain and the waters to go around us. All right, so I'm just doing the other side, and I'm basically doing the same exact thing, going through the same rows, zigzagging it the same way, just down through it. What about my storage unit? We have not heard anything about the storage unit yet. I don't know if any of you have been watching like a lot of the Weather Channel and things like that, but they are showing a resort. It's called the Sunseeker Resort, and it's been on the news a lot. And that literally, it's in Port Charlotte, Charlotte Harbor. It is, there's 2 bridges there that we have to pass over. Right at there, they're building it's called Sunseeker Resort, and it's in the process of being built. And it is probably 50 to 75% done. It was the one I was telling Yins, maybe, I don't remember if any of you remember, but when I was talking with you guys and telling Yins about it, I was worried about the cranes on top. There's like 4 cranes. We always have to pass under them when we go, because the only way to get to Punta Gorda, where we stay at, is there's 2 big bridges, because we got to go over the harbor. And there's 2 sides to it, so you can come in on either side, depending on what side you're coming in on. But that's the only way to get to Punta Gorda from Port Charlotte. And right at the very edge there, it's called Charlotte Harbor. They're building a beautiful resort there. It looks like it goes out onto the water. It's got its own golf course across the highway that's inclusive to them. Beautiful. But I was always afraid of there is 4 big cranes above, and sometimes when we come off of the bridge and we got to go under it, the cranes hang over, and sometimes they're moving stuff, and I'm afraid of that. I always tell my husband, move on past quickly. So that was something I was concerned about. Well, the Weather Channel has been showing that, and it got tore up. All that beautiful work that they've been doing. The cranes some of the cranes came off, got mangled up, went down in, crushed a lot of the windows that were already set in and stuff. They were getting pretty far with this. We've been watching them build this for over a year now. So, and it's supposed to open May of 2023. So I don't know how far this is going to put them behind, but this place is, it got really damaged by it. So, and that is right in between, there's Punta Gorda, Charlotte Harbor, and then Port Charlotte. So they're kind of like just minutes within each other. So that part did get mangled. It didn't really show a lot of flooding from there, so I don't know, but we haven't heard anything from the storage unit yet. But I do know they did put out some kind of like report saying that some of their Verizon towers are down, things like that. And their communication lines on some of the things aren't the best. So I do know they're probably going in at this point and assessing the damage, if there is any. Pray to God there isn't, because 90% of my furniture there, my household furniture, is there in storage. All right, so if you're following along here, I'm just zip tying my baskets. And these are just waste baskets if you're new and tuning in, just tuning in, that I punched holes into. All right, 2 sides down. It's so nice to get flowers organized. You have no idea, because I'm looking through just Tupperwares of things, and I get so tired of that. I have 2 towers now, and I'm like, I'm getting a 3rd. So this was a last minute kind of decision this morning. I wasn't even planning on making this today. All right, 1 side left. But all in all, I'm going to say, let's see, how much were the baskets? So $1.25 times 15, so roughly $18. And then This was about 60, 23, and then tax. So 22 something with tax. So we're going to say probably about $24 times 3. So 48 and then 24. So let me get I'll get a good price for you guys. I'll give you a rough estimate on how much this cost. I'm going to say we definitely are doing it under $100. And it's great storage. Some people put them on their walls. I just can't do that here. I'm renting a space and I can't put it on the walls. But maybe in my new shop, I might be able to build a floral wall. But for now, these are working. And it's nice because they're movable. So let me see. We have, that was 25 times 15. So roughly $20 in $18.75 in these buckets, all right, plus tax. So roughly 20 bucks. And then I said those were 20. We're going to say 24 each, about 72. Yeah, just a little under. And then some cable ties, zip ties. So just a little under $100. And we'll have all of these more. We'll have 15 more buckets to be able to put flowers in. And if you know, funny thing about these wire shelving is, I have probably moved into 30 homes that have these wire shelving, and or go to yard sales that have these wire shelving. What is going on here? Do I not have this in right? Is this not? Wait a minute. I might have put this in backwards. I don't think I did. No. Okay, that one's not zipping right. That's weird. All right, these two zip ties are like they're broken. Because you want these to kind of be tight. They are not zipping. Come on. It would help when I can see. There we go. I don't know what was going on with those. It's like both of these did not work. Huh. Might have had them in backwards, who knows. Probably user error, meaning me. But if you get to pick these up, these wire shelves, like a yard sale, garage sale, sometimes I even find them at the Goodwill. And you can get 3 of them the same size. That's even better. Or if you have any of them laying around that you were like, you took out of a closet that you might have not wanted anymore, got a good use for them now. All right. And then I just follow it around to get them set on the same levels. And remember, when you do these, you have to zigzag it, okay? Because you need that height. Okay, there's something wrong. These must be different zip ties because I don't know what is going on. These ones aren't doing the same again. Okay, what is going on with these? It's like they're not zipping. I know they're in correctly because I heard them zip. the wrong way. What is going on here? Okay, that one's tight. All right, I don't know what's going on with some of these zip ties. See, it's like some of these threads are worn off of these zip ties. Like, I think this might have been defective batch here. Which is odd. Okay. All right, 2 more, guys. Yeah, it's weird because some of these look like they have some missing zips on them, like the bumps. These are not the new batch I got, thank goodness. All right. Oop. More and my tower is complete. So under $100, guys, very easy storage. And again, you don't have to use this just for florals. If you have, you know, a kid's room, a playroom, you're looking for something, I would secure it though, secure it to your wall. You don't want, if it's heavy, you just don't want something falling on your child. So, but there's many uses. Okay, that's it. Doesn't take long to build. No tools required except for some clippers. And we have this anyways for florals, so some wire cutters. That's it, guys. Look at that. Super fast, super easy. And yes, they'll do this, but look, they won't go side to side, which you don't want them to flop side to side. That's okay. Let me show you. Let me grab some florals. I'll show you. This is, oh, sorry, getting you dizzy here. This is what I've been, like I told you, I've just been throwing my florals in Tupperwares. I have boxes over here. And this is what I've been doing, because I do grab these though to travel with, but not no more, because look, here we go. Look at that. Now I'm all organized again. And the buckets are just tall enough to be able to, they're perfect for putting all your florals in. And then you can see what you got. And see how, that's why we left so much space and we zigzagged. Simply because, like, it's not interfering. Nothing interferes with the next basket. And sometimes when you get florals, they're tall. Sometimes I even have to cut down some of my florals because sometimes you'll get these stems and they're like this big. And I'm like, why do we need this much? Because you got this much stem, you got this much flower. Like, I understand needing a little, and sometimes I will cut them down. Ta-da! Under $100. And we got 15 buckets to fill. So, all right. And this is, again, this is just a 6-foot wire closet from Closet Made. wire closet shelf, wire shelf, and buckets, Dollar Tree. They're $1.25 each. We need 15 of them, 5 each side. Zigzag them down. And you'll want the first one, because I calculated this, which I did on the first one I zipped, and you're going to punch 2 holes through the back so you can zip tie. So it's 1, 16, 30, 45, and 59, if that matters, like numbers. It matters to me. I don't know why. I'm just OCD like that. Punch 2 holes through the back and zip tie like you seen. I was just zip tying. And zip tie in a zigzag, and you got 15 buckets. And it's self-standing. Look at that. And yes, they are sturdy. Now, of course, even out your flowers around it, because, of course, if you would put all heavy stuff over here, it's going to, not saying it will. I haven't done that. I just kind of got them all even. Let me show you. Let me show you. There's more buckets here. See, this is what I do. Okay, here's the tower that I just built, and I'm actually going to add it over here, but let me show you. See those? I got 2 there. Now I'm going to put 1 in the middle. And look how full you can get them. I have them filled. All right. So don't be afraid to fill them with like your stuff, because you want to see what you have, because you need to know what you have. All right. Oh, can you hear me? I was covering up my microphone. Sorry. But there you go. So fill them buckets, because look, I mean, they're filled. Don't be afraid to fill them up. Okay. That way you can see what you got. And I'm probably going to pack away some of my summer florals. Like, I have these, and I think I'm going to pack that away for right now. I know that I'm not using them till at least spring, so I think I'm going to rotate out some of these, because there is some spring in here that I know for sure. Like, that's not going to be used. This won't be used until around February. Yeah, so probably, but look, and here's some spring florals. I could probably throw those out, change that out. So don't be afraid to change out some of your florals and put them away if you need to. But here we are. We've just built a new one. All right. That's it. I'm going to fill these buckets up. I'm going to switch out my florals, and I am going to get to work. All right. Love y'all. You be blessed.